From my book, Awaken Your Ikigai, I read a section where I discuss one of the 5 pillars of Ikigai, releasing yourself. Negation of the self, therefore, becomes a release from the burden of the self and becomes a fundamental aspect of flow. It corresponds to the second pillar of Ikigai, which is releasing yourself. Naturally, as a biological entity, you are concerned about your own welfare, the satisfaction of your desires. That is normal. However, in order to achieve that state, you need to release your ego. After all, it is not the ego that is important. It is the accumulation of the infinite nuances of the elements involved in the work that are important. You are not the master. Work is the master. And in flow, you can identify yourself with your work in a joyous, symbiotic way. A serious pursuit of personal objective is not unknown in Japan. Life is about coherence, and it helps to have a sense of direction, a vision of life's goals, even when one has small things to support one's ikigai. Indeed, coherence and a sense of life's goals ultimately make small pieces of ikigai shine. Among those who treasure antique porcelain in Japan, it is sometimes said that the unconscious creation produces the best masterpieces. It is argued that in modern times, artists have become too aware of their individuality. In olden times, artists did not make their products to claim their rights as creators. They just did their job, expecting nothing more than that people would find these wares useful in their daily lives. The porcelains remaining from ancient times exhibits a state of purity and sincerity not found nowadays, say the connoisseurs. There are anonymous expressions of beauty in these wares. So, here I discuss why some of the wares produced in ancient times are more beautiful and exhibit a state of purity not found in modern times. And the key is releasing yourself, because nowadays artists are so obsessed with themselves, so they try to express themselves in the products they, create. That is not really good, because it kind of destroys the state of purity to be found in these porcelains. So releasing yourself is very important, not only in terms of bringing about a state of flow, but also in terms of realizing impartial balance of various elements involved, which can be only achieved by releasing your ego, being emancipated, so to speak, from the concerns of self-preservation and self-promotion. Because nowadays, people are too much obsessed with the self. And after all, the self is only a tiny, imbalanced part of this whole world. So just sticking to it is not a very good idea. So today I discussed one of the 5 pillars of ikigai, releasing yourself, by taking the example of Japanese porcelains, which some say were perhaps superior in ancient times, when the craftsmen were not so concerned about themselves.